Hello guys, it is guys, and today I will be showing you how to make dubstep. First set the tempo to 150 BPM, then get drums. Have the simple pattern of a kick and snare going every 1/2 of a bar. Also add some variety to the kick and snare. Then add some hi-hats. You can make them very complex or very simple depending on what your preference is, but for the sake of this video I'm just going to add them in the half of the bar between the kick and the snare like this. Okay, you can add more element to the drums, but I'm just going to add this crash at the start of every 5 bars. Now about sound design. You can make dubstep sounds very simple out of regular shapes like this saw wave and sine wave. You can use just the regular shapes that Serum have, so you guys do not have to be looking for wave tables, even though you can if you want to be a lot more creative to making basses. But for now I'm just using the regular saw wave and a sine from basic shapes. I'm now going to show you how I made this bass, and you can see I made it because it is in my users folder. First off, the LFO shape. Make the shape something like this. Set it to trigger mode and leave it at 1/4 bar speed. Then set the FM from B and have it at 24% and set the modulation to 20%. Then modulate the level from 0% to 100%. Do the same with the sub bass, but make sure the output is set to direct out. Then set the noise on up white and modulate the level from 0% to 20%. On the second oscillator, make sure it is set to basic shapes and it is a sine wave. Set the octave 2+. And turn the level down to 0% so it is silent. Then add a sync and modulate it from 0% to 30%. On the filter, select a high notch 12 and modulate the cutoff from 0% to 50%. Select the frequency, put it on 80% and modulate it backwards to -30%. Set the resonance to 60%. Now we go to the effects page. Set the hypermix to modulate from 0% to 35%. Then set the dimension to modulate from 0% to 49%. Then set the size to 2%. Have the distortion set to hard clip and put it on 25% and modulate it to 75%. Have the chorus and set the rate 0. Set the delay to 0 and modulate the depth from 0% to 40% and set the feed to 10%. Now the EQ. Set the frequency to 22 Hz and modulate it to 45%. Have the Q set to 70%. Now have the Q set to 57% and a gain at 12.8 decibels. And have the frequency set to 3199 Hz and modulate it backwards to -22%. Now on the compressor, set the threshold at -16.9 decibels and set the gain to 6.0 decibels and have the multi-band compression on. Now set the filter a comb plus have the resonance from 0% and modulate it to 50% and modulate the drive from 0% to 20%. Set the cutoff to 40 Hz. Now that is all for this bass. I also set the macro 1 to modulate the rate of the LFO to 20%, but that is for something else. Since this is the main patch for the track, that is all for now. Also, when making dubstep there is a technique called call and response. It is mostly a formula for having a bass make a call and another one for a response. As you can see, one bass is going on a rhythm where another bass attends that rhythm as well, and then at the last part of the bar is a filler bass, so it attends both of those basses. Also, for the main idea I added a brass loop that helps the rhythm of this track and fills out the drop a lot more. I could add some chants and background effects, but I just went simple for this video. And at the last bar I added a vocal. That is all for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next one.